In 2019, we bought our first home, a 60-year-old fixer-upper in Dallas, and we decided to take on all the interior renovations ourselves and not hire any contractors despite not having any remodeling experience. We watched plenty of YouTube tutorials and researched everything that we tackled, like the electrical work, the plumbing, tiling, drywall, cabinetry, and painting, of course. Our weekends were pretty intense, but living in a house that you've literally shed blood, sweat, and tears over is very satisfying. Anyway, I came up with a list of 10 items under $25 you need as a home renovator or a DIYer. These are items that I found useful during the renovation process or items that I wish I had. This video is going to be more about the tools, not a particular brand or product, so I'll provide links to different items at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Amazon. The first is a tape measure. You can't get much done without this. A 25-foot measure should suffice. The 30 and the 35-foot versions can get too bulky. A magnetic tape measure can be helpful if you're working with metal studs, HVAC, and plumbing, but it's not essential. Get a tape measure with a 10-foot reach, especially if you're working alone. You can get ones with a self-locking mechanism or a manual lock. If you're a beginner to the imperial system and still wrapping your head around all the fractions, this product is very helpful since it breaks down each marking. No judgment if you need a fractional tape measure, because I was one of those people. I grew up with the metric system like the majority of people in this world, and it took me a while to adjust to the imperial system. The Stanley 25-foot Fatmax magnetic tape measure is $24.97 at Home Depot. The Lufkin 25-foot Command magnetic tape measure is $14.98 at Lowe's. The Craftsman 25-foot Pro 10 tape measure is $13.98 on Amazon. The second item is a level. This 2-foot I-beam level worked fine for me. The 4-foot version can get a little too large to handle if you are working alone. I-beam levels are lighter than box beam levels and they're easier to hold, but they can bend if they are dropped. Get a level with a metal straight edge since it's easier to draw lines compared to one with a plastic edge. The Stanley 24-inch box beam level is $19.97 at Home Depot. The Craftsman version is $17.98 at Lowe's. Irwin's 24-inch I-beam level is $17.99 on Amazon. Next, a stud finder. You can buy a simple one that just finds nails and screws, but they're basically just a glorified magnet. They are not very accurate, and drywall is usually never screwed right in the middle of a stud, so you end up having to guess where the ends lie. It's more useful to buy ones that find the extents of studs. This Dewalt 1.5-inch stud finder is $24.97 at Home Depot. The Craftsman version is $20.98 at Lowe's. Dewalt's electronic version is on sale for $24.29 on Amazon. Gloves are a must when handling wood, metal, drywall, insulation, etc. Flexibility, comfort, and dexterity are very important when choosing gloves, so you're not tempted to just rip them off in frustration. Home Depot and Lowe's don't sell extra small and small size gloves that would fit women, which I get. They stock products based on demand. So women will have to buy gloves online and not in store. I use a pair from Duluth Trading Company, which have been great, but they aren't waterproof. Husky's heavy-duty gloves are $15.99 at Home Depot. Mechanix wears leather multipurpose gloves are $24.99 at Lowe's. Ironclad's general utility gloves are $15.11 on Amazon. The next item is a stainless steel joint knife for drywall mud. I made a big mistake by first buying cheaper knives, which rusted after the first use. Despite cleaning and drying them immediately, the rust even stained the joint compound. Just fork up the little extra money and buy a rust-proof stainless steel knife. It's worth it. The Wal-board 6-inch joint knife is $16.97 at Home Depot. A Klaus 6-inch taping knife is $7.58 at Lowe's. Level 5's 10-inch joint knife is $20.49 on Amazon. A ratchet and socket set also comes in handy. A ratchet is a handle that snaps into one end of a socket using a square drive connector. You can either tighten or loosen nuts and bolts by using this switch on the ratchet. They are much quicker than using a wrench. They are used for tightening and loosening nuts and bolts. You can even attach them to a drill to speed things up. Dewalt's 25-piece quarter-inch ratchet and socket set is $19.97 at Home Depot. Crescent's 12-inch piece set is $24.98 at Lowe's. This EP Auto quarter-inch and 3/8-inch ratchet and socket set is $22.97 on Amazon. In keeping with 2020, a mask is another must-have item for a home renovator. You can find a paint, dust, or a gas respirator. If you decide to use a reusable one instead of the disposable mask, be sure to change these filters regularly. I prefer these kind of half masks that aren't as bulky. 3M's 20-pack of disposable respirators is $21.97 at Home Depot. The SAS half mask respirator is $14.18 at Lowe's. The GVS P100 dust half mask that I use is currently $27.99 on Amazon. It's over $25, but it does include 2 filters. You can also sometimes find it on sale for under $20. A voltage tester is necessary if you're going to be doing electrical work. It lets you know that you haven't turned off a correct breaker, and it helps prevent electrical shocks. This non-contact volt stick will beep if it detects voltage, even though it's not touching a live wire. Be sure you test not just the outlet, but every single wire too. Commercial Electric's voltage and GFCI outlet testers are $19.97 at Home Depot. Southwire's dual voltage meter is $24.98 at Lowe's. Sperry's voltage and GFCI outlet testers are $16.21 on Amazon. I changed every single outlet and switch during our remodel, that's over 50 outlets, without using a wire stripper. I used an X-Acto knife to cut back the plastic casing. It was the stupidest decision I made. This cheap little tool would have saved me so much time. Commercial Electric's 8-inch multipurpose wiring tool is $10.97 at Home Depot. Irwin's 8-inch wire cutter, crimper, and stripper is $11.98 at Lowe's. Klein Tools wire cutter is $19.96 on Amazon. Finally, the most useful tool during a home renovation, in my opinion, is also the most unexpected. It's a pry bar. I've used this thing on almost every single project. You can tell it's pretty banged up. The extra length gives you more leverage over a shorter pry bar. I've used this tool to remove baseboards and shelves. The flat end evenly distributes weight, unlike a crowbar, which can leave gouges and holes in your walls. I learned that the hard way. I've also used it to remove nails and screws, rip up flooring, scrape glue off the floor, remove tiles, and remove drywall too. Stanley's 15.5-inch Super Wonder Pry Bar is $12.97 at Home Depot. S-Twing's 16-inch steel wrecking bar is $22.98 at Lowe's. S-Twing's 21-inch handy pry bar is $14.97 on Amazon. Those are the 10 items under $25 that I found most useful during my home renovation project. You can also add items like a hammer and ear protection and eye protection to that list. I'll provide links to all the items that I mentioned in the description below. These also make great gifts for a DIYer or a home renovator. If you want to add any other items to the list, leave me a comment below. Y'all have been leaving me some great suggestions for future videos, so thanks a lot for that. Keep them coming. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See ya.